Hi guys, this is Pestily and welcome to another Escape from Tarkov video. This is my raider killing guide, and in this video I'm going to cover where they spawn, how to fight them, what to avoid, and what kind of tactics you can use as a group and with your gear to get the most out of killing these raiders. So without further ado, let's crack straight into it. Okay, welcome to Terralabs. This is my raider guide. So effectively I'm going to just start discussing things to hopefully educate you on the actual Terralabs map and how to kill these pesky raiders that we seem to bump into ever so frequently. Starting off with how they spawn. Effectively, the raiders will only spawn at certain periods of time as well as during the extractions activations. So I don't really ever see them spawn in before 45 minutes, but sometimes it's usually around the 45 minutes, sometimes up to the 50-minute mark. But if no one's clicked the button in the first 10 minutes, then they'll start spawning in by time. However, otherwise they will spawn in by the extractions. Now, the main three extractions that will spawn them in nearly every single time is the hangar gate, being this one, the parking gate, which I'll get over there and I'll show you eventually, and then lastly, one of the underground ones nearly always spawns raiders, and I'll show you where they spawn when they do. You've got a few options. I'm going to go through each one of them, but if you activate the hangar gate, right, button will go off. This is in offline mode, by the way. They'll spawn either in the center bit here, along here, sometimes down the bottom underneath here as well, or they'll spawn on along this side. If there's anyone inside the actual server rooms and that, they'll actually push them, and we'll actually go into the actual server rooms and then can come around all the way through the back side of there. What I usually do though is I would actually press the button and instantly start sprinting to this direction. Now, I tried to film this in offline mode with raiders activating, but I got instant head tapped every time. So I've given up on trying to do it with the raiders in here, and what I'll do is I'll actually just show you footage of me doing it in the game. So you'll come over here, and I've actually caught them off guard still spawning in this location. But if you come up this side, they nearly always spawn either, if they do spawn in this area, you'll hear the footsteps on the wood. They'll be just outside this door. They'll be where I'm standing right now. I've actually had two of them just still logging in facing this wall. And then sometimes they spawn in the cafeteria or just on the other side of this these doors. Now, this is probably one of the three spots in the map that I'll get a lot of my kills. You want to fight these raiders in close quarters. You don't want to be fighting out in that open. Pretty much, if you're at the start and you're trying to loot some gear and you're in the open here and you hear the hangar gate activate, you've got about 20 seconds. After about 20 seconds, get the hell out of this middle area if you actually want to survive long term in this map. You can get away with it, staying out here for a little bit, but as soon as they lock onto you when you're in the open, there is nothing you can do to it. Like, you can just quickly try and duck behind walls and that and try and get out of there as quickly as possible. But fighting these guys face to face in the open, it's a losing battle. I don't think I need to try and convince anyone of that one. Now, if I spawn over this side of the map, sometimes I will go down here and activate this extraction straight away. Now, this doesn't always spawn raiders, but it's a handy one to have open anyway. It gives you an option to be able to get out of it because the elevator is already activated, and you can go right down the back side of that, and I'll show you how to do that in the video clip up ahead. But the main one you want to consider is for spawning in the raiders is this one here. Now, when you click this button, they will spawn in either behind you in the open area, in that doorway there, and I'll show you a rush method later on about how I've tackled that in the past. Or they'll spawn in this the main doorway that opens up, and they'll be walking down. Usually there's about 4 that will come down there. Sometimes you'll have some come down there and also in that doorway. So what I would do is I'd activate it and I would charge over there and go for them. But this is another one of those extracts that will always spawn raiders, and it's important to know which ones these are. If you're actually getting a lot of issues with undergeared people in the map running around trying to steal all the loot and being really annoying, when you first get in the map, if you actually do want to try and kill raiders a lot, when you get in the map, press all the buttons you go past, and it'll actually really piss them off. All the players will die real quick. Let's get this party started. I'm out of stamina. This is not good. Made it. Just in time. Alright, the next extract I want to show you. Now this is, you've got to, it's a few methods to do this, right? So this is, I can't actually remember the extract. It's like the elevator exit or something. Not medical, it's, yeah, the elevator medical block. Alright, so this extract, this isn't actually the activation for this extract being there, but that's a reference point for you. I would usually close both that door and this one, and the other side doors to it too. You come in here, and the extract button's right here. Now, this opens up the extract on one of the upper floors. When you click this, you can nearly always hear them spawn instantly, and then they'll either come from down either of these hallways, they'll spawn in and come down from the back, or they'll do the exact same on that, and they're there within like 15-20 seconds. Then what you can also do is run out the back here, and you'll actually see them at the back here as well. So usually 4 will spawn, sometimes 5, and I think on my 64k run just recently, whilst I killed them, straight after I came over here, and there was raiders coming down from the middle of the map here. So I think maybe if you make enough noise and kill enough raiders down here, if there's any raiders still alive, or in the basements, they might actually pursue here, and they'll get wedged in this door, so they were pretty easy kills, those ones. But the good thing about this extract here and this activation is there is so many easy angles to be able to kill them, because raiders are a bit stupid with doors. So what they'll do is, if that door's open, for example, what they do is, I think it'll be actually this door. What they'll do is kind of stupid. They'll kind of like close it, and then they'll go to breach it. So I don't know why they do that, but sometimes that's what they do. Sometimes they'll do it on the wrong side too, where they won't be able to breach it at all. But as long as you're quite quick about what you're doing, you come out here, you just wait, you take the quick shot, and then you get back into behind cover. And then you can do it, because you're not overexposed to the other side, you take out this one first, and then you can take out this one next. Same with going out the back. You really can just hold this angle here, wait for him to walk through the door and shoot him through the head. Or you can pie around and then finish him off. But this one's actually one of those a lot easier ones to pick him off. Now, I think you're just going to start noticing, as I talk during this review or guide, is the main thing about killing raiders is you want to use your corners. You want to have them walk towards you and using a corner as protection. If you're pushing out in the open to fight them, you're going to have a bad day. It's kind of one of those things where fighting these guys in the open are brutal. If you have raiders spawn in this area here, don't even bother. They'll shoot straight through all these tents, these white crates, these wood crates. They'll shoot through both of them. So this is like a really bad situation to be in to fight them. Another thing to just take note of as well, this middle pillar, they sometimes just shoot straight through that as well. If these things are happening, this is why you don't fight in the open. You try and get away from them. Now, the main places I like to really fight the raiders, one was that basement area I showed you. The other one is down past, or near the cafeteria. Now, if you can get them to start pushing you in this spot here, there is so many angles you can hold to get the easy kills. You'll see me quite often on my live stream. I'll be sitting here with that door open, they'll be coming through, and I'll just sit on this angle. As they walk to the door, a couple of shots in the head, and it's pretty straightforward. I do this with the PP19 most of the times, or an MP5, and you can drop them really quick. Now, just on that note as well, they have actually been having a lot more face shields, and so that's been a bit of an issue. But what you can always do is, if you do know the raiders are coming, you can keep closing the doors on them too. And like I said just before, the doors are like a massive issue for them. You just keep the doors closed, they'll come up, they'll open the door. You just got to be a little bit patient, and then you just shoot them as they go. So that's the second spot that I think that's a really good place to hold to fight the raiders. I'm sure everyone will have their own ones, but I'm going to show one more that I think works really well. Besides that, you can use any sort of corner and angle, but honestly guys, fighting out in this open area against raiders is just really bad situation to be in. Even in this side, I've spoken about it before, the elevators are absolutely atrocious. They will see straight through elevators. I've seen one clip, I'm sorry, I don't know who it was, where the raiders threw a grenade straight through the elevator. Like, you could actually see it going straight through. Now, if their parking gate is open, these doors, I'll come in from the other side, but effectively, these doors, I'll have one of them open, or both of them shut if they're pushing. If they're both pushing, if they're pushing, I'll keep both shut. Otherwise, I'll just have one open. And then the raiders will come up, and I'll just sit here with the angle, and then just shoot them as they come up. It's really, like, a handy spot to have. And if they're all the way at the back of the cars, I'll just sit in the one spot, wait for a sec, take a step in, wait for a sec, just keep checking. See one head, take a shot, get back on behind cover. Once you take that first burst, You can maybe got time for a second burst, but after that, do not repeat. Now, I'll hopefully be able to show you a clip of this, but effectively, once they lock onto you, you need to wait. Now, good thing about raiders is a lot of times they have flashlights on, and you'll actually see like a flashlight on the wall here. It'll take up about that much room. And once you see that flashlight on, wait till it leaves. Do not repeat while that flashlight's there. It's such an instant kill. Like, it's one thing that you've got to be careful about. Just to show you where reference is about here. And so, reference the back of the big yellow dome. If you know the parking gate's open, come around the back of the yellow dome. Go through that doorway, and then you can start picking them off from in there. I find that's probably the best spot. I do see people on the other side because there is an extra, like a ramp down the tunnels, but that's more of a I don't really like that side. I find that you don't get a good enough angle in it, the whole room. Now, I struggled to really find examples of this to show you, but one of the best things to do to get raiders to move if they're being really stagnant and not getting out of position, and you like struggling to get them to move, throw a grenade. It doesn't even have to be on them. So say there was a raider sitting, let's say, I don't know. Say you're sitting right there, and you couldn't get the angle because you know you're gonna die. Even if you couldn't get the grenade there, but you could throw the grenade in this area, that'd be enough to make you move. Or say, you know, there was a wall there, and you could, like, so say this was all walled off and you couldn't see him. You could just throw a grenade over here, and it's enough to make him move. Now, as soon as you hear a raider sprinting, they are not going to stop instantly and shoot you. It's almost like they've got, like, this set mind to run to a new path, and you've got a period of time. Now, they usually run for, I don't know. It depends on the position. But I have seen raiders literally just run, like say, all the way from here, all the way down, all there. And that whole time, you can just light them up. Now, you got to remember that raiders always spawn in groups, so you want to be careful of that. But if you can get a raiders to just start running around, it's an easy kill. Just try and get that headshot to conserve on ammo. I'm going to touch here on rushing tactics. The only rushing tactic I really advise is if you know they're out of position and they're moving around and running. So, for example, if you say that you know there's 2 raiders in this room, you can literally just go like, just keep pushing in and get them real quick. I do it sometimes, but it's not the safest option. You're probably better off just really just pine around, get the one peek, and then go for the second like that. You don't want to like be charging in. I do go for the rush tactics if I know they're fighting someone else. Now, this goes kind of hand in hand with the next thing I'm going to say. If you're in a duo and you know one's locked on you, get your teammate to shoot at them. And then your teammate should get a few shots off before they'll change over to him. And then once they're locked on him, you can take a shot on him. I was playing with Slush Puppy last night. The raiders were locked on him, and I ran up behind the raider and pretty much got a free reign on the pistol on him. He wasn't even like aiming at me. Didn't even move. I was like ran straight up to him, pistol in the head. Good to go. Now, like I said to you guys before, one of the major things to avoid is really staying out any open area. I do not. If I was to say I wanted to go over into the server room area over there, I would honestly go all the way down here, down that staircase, all the way through the hangar, through the server side, and all the way up. I would not run around across here unless I was fairly confident it was clear. If there's people around, raiders around here in any of this location, I would not be running across this. I have died so many times trying to do it. It's just not worth it. And even if you have a raider here, I would stay all the way back there and just try and do a peek shot, then push in and take him on in the open. It's suicide. About 70 to 80% of the time, depending on how quick you can drop them. Now, I get a lot of questions like why I don't die to repeaks. Like I said before, if you know they've locked onto you, wait. Wait like 5, 10, 15 seconds. You'll know when they've lost interest in you. They'll either walk around a little bit, or they'll say something. Or the easiest giveaway is if they have a flashlight on, you'll see the flashlight move. So if there's, say, a raider in that room, I see I've taken a shot, I fucked the shot and I missed him. Flashlight's sitting on the door. I'll wait. If they come walking up to me, I'll just be holding the angle ready to shoot him in the head anyway. But then as soon as I see that flashlight going, straight away I'll just like bang straight on it. And then if I kill him, cool. If I don't, then your flashlight will be back on, and I'll just keep doing that until I get him. And a good example is probably in the parking gate. I've been fighting people there a lot with that method. Take a shot, miss, wait 5 or 10 seconds, and it can be a little bit tedious, but it is the safest way to kill them. Now I'm going to touch on loadouts. You pretty much got 3 options. Like an expensive, a mid-range, and a budget loadout. If I was going to go an expensive loadout, I'd go something like this. I probably would chuck in an extra mag or 2, probably in my container down the bottom. But effectively, that is all you'd have. Now, I would not do this loadout without having a partner, a duo, trio, or something like that. You are pretty much taking in, with a loadout like this, something around 600,000 rubles, maybe even more. The problem you're going to have is there's so many situations where you'll just get Tarkov. A grenade will go off. You'll be like, you're already overweight. Unless you're like level, 27, 28 strength, you're going to be overweight. So your stamina is going to be sapped instantly. Like, it's just all those kind of things. This is a duo, trio, squad loadout. It will be really effective. Now, I want to just touch on here, if you're going to wear a helmet and invest a lot of money into it, you either need the killer helmet or the Elton. And I would probably lean towards the killer, because I don't really like the face shields, the visors. A Ulach helmet or something like that is really a waste of money. I wouldn't buy one of these, but if I found one on a raider, I'd put it on. These helmets, whilst they're good, they will save you pretty much the exact same amount of times as the 18,000 ruble helmet from Ragman level 1. So with the gear the raiders have, you're pretty much just better off spending 18,000 rubles on that, upgrading to an Ulach later if you find one off a raider, but not overspending. Now, a mid-range setup you've seen plenty of, but it's pretty much with the SMGs. I would go a PP19 or an MP5 with 50 rounders or whatever mags you require. I use the level 3 armor, I'll use that 18,000 ruble helmet from Ragman level 1, chuck on some contacts so you got some extra hearing, just use a black rock rig, and whatever backpack you got. I always take the biggest backpack I can, because you want to capitalize on the money you make from those raiders. Now, this is the setup I use on nearly every single raid, and I'll just change the gun out. I always feel like as a solo player, you don't want to be overspending. The biggest issue I've got right now is the raiders are starting to wear a lot more face shields. I know for a fact that devs have changed it I don't know for a fact they changed it for because of the influx of SMGs, but there is a lot more face shields than when I first started playing in there. So you actually could use an MP7 here if you want to spend a little bit more. Otherwise, you can use the guns that you get from the raiders in previous raids into going in there again, so you can get through those face shields. Personally, I like the low recoil guns like the MP5 and the PP19, but this is a really personal preference. Now, finally, guys, this would probably be my lowest budget loadout. I would take a backpack personally, but I know a lot of you guys don't take backpacks. You go full budget. You'll just take a TT pistol. I would still take the 18,000 ruble helmet and a packer. I'd take a backpack too. I think it would probably set you back maybe, I don't know, 60, 70,000. But if you got a gamma container, you can easily fit that in your gamma anyway. But that packer and helmet will stop you against getting killed against shotguns, other pistolers, and you'll be able to wreck those guys quite easily. Personally, I always take in a gun. I don't really believe hatcheting is the way to go. I don't really care about them doing it honestly, but I think overall it would just be a smarter idea, because having a gun compared to a hatchet, you'll survive and be in better situations 99% of the time. If you see a raider and he's not even looking at you and he's not even moving, if you try and run up to him with a hatchet or a sword or whatever you've got, and you don't kill him in the one hit, you're dead. But a TT would probably drop him on the head one shot every time. So you've got that option, and then you get all that gear as well, and then you've got this loadout, and then bam, you can actually have some fun. So guys, that really concludes the loadout side of things. So guys, that's it for this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for future content. I stream on Twitch 6 days a week. Go down, link below, give me a follow over there. If you've got any Tarkov questions or streaming questions, feel free to hit me up in my comments or on my live stream. And lastly, I'll see you next time. No singing in this one, guys. I just want to say, I tried a few new techniques. Let me know if you actually liked the actual squares up the top corners and that. I was trying to give multiple perspectives of ideas and things I had. Just trying some new skills out, and yeah. So guys, thanks for watching.